Hey, Misfit fam. Yes, I just gave you a nickname and I hope you love it. And if you don't, sorry, not sorry. Okay, so what is Misfit of Creation? It's a soul food ministry. So, food for your soul, but not the kind you eat, right? I love food and I'm such a foodie and I love cheesecake. And if you know me, you know how much I love food. Okay, I'll stop. No, I'm talking about feeding your soul. So I'm talking about the real, tangible, Jesus walks with me kind of faith, right? And not because someone told you that he did, but because you feel that in your soul as a certainty. So I've always joked that I have been too Christian for the heathens or too heathen for the Christians. For a good part of my journey in the last few years, I have felt like I couldn't really fit into a ton of groups, square peg in a round hole kind of a situation, right? And faith isn't about fitting into a group, it is about finding community. And that's what I was trying to do. I had difficulty finding many people that could relate to the kind of past I had had that was coming in with me as I was transitioning to something new. So, we were never meant to walk in our faith alone. The Bible is very clear that we were meant to be in community. That is what I'm trying to create here. Uh, so, just to backtrack a little bit, I started getting more intentional about my faith about 4 or 5 ish years ago. And it's really made all the difference in the world. If you know me, you've for sure seen a huge change. I've heard it many times in just the way I live my life. But overall, I have peace and joy so deep in my heart that I wake up with every day. And that doesn't mean I don't have problems. I definitely do. But it's even through any problems that I have, I still have some kind of peace amidst the chaos, and that can only come from having that transformational relationship with Jesus. So, why did I create Misfit of Creation? The hope is to be able to connect and find others that maybe can relate to part of my story, if not all of it. Maybe you come from a party background. Maybe you know, used a bunch of drugs or alcohol. Maybe both. Um, Maybe you struggle with addiction, broken home, abuse, neglect. Came from a lot of church hurt in the past. Maybe you've been locked up once, twice, 7 times. Maybe you have a messy past. Maybe you struggled with sexual immorality, right? Test driving the car before you buy it. Um, I can relate to a ton of these things I've already mentioned. Maybe you're coming from divorce. And maybe all these things sound taboo to you. They shouldn't, at least not here. You definitely have a place here. You are welcome here. And my intention is to help walk you through that faith and to help move you from a transactional relationship with the God of the universe to a transformational one. So, whether you're new to your faith or you're coming back after a long break, or maybe you're a seasoned believer who's looking for deeper connection or conversations, you'll be able to find something here that covers all of that same ground. So, my long term dream for Misfit is to eventually have a destination of communities that just keeps building on each other. Right now, I'm just starting. This is brand new. So you'll see on the feed so far, there's been a ton of free faith based content, daily devotionals, short studies, deep dives into why we as Christians do what we do and how we actually are called to live it out. You'll see a lot of self reflection type things, life application, suggestions, and I am involved in quite a few ministries at my church, to include jail ministry, mentoring, global missions, and the storytelling team. I'm also a writer. So you'll be seeing some of those updates and behind the scene type coverage on those as well on this page. So I hope you're down for some real talk, real faith, and a whole lot of Jesus, because that's what you're going to find here. And if you are, then you're definitely in the right place. So welcome to the Misfit fam, and let's grow together. Okay, so more than what you've seen on the page so far is I have an Etsy shop. And in that Etsy shop, there's a ton of downloadable tools that you can get that are going to help deepen your faith and further you along in your journey. Things like devotionals or topical studies, character studies, or prophet comparison charts. Think like the minor prophets versus the major prophets, things like that. Prayer cards, Bible study templates, sermon notes templates, how to study the Bible when you have ADHD. So things of that nature to help deepen your faith and your journey. Okay, last thing I'm going to mention is the podcast. Super excited. I've never done a podcast. I'm trying to get used to being on camera. You don't know how many outtakes I've had for these videos so far. But I'm doing this podcast with a girlfriend of mine. She owns Blueprint Heart and Mind Coaching. She's amazing. You're going to love her. We have very similar personalities. We are both very off the wall, and we are definitely the square pegs in round holes. You're going to love it. It's a little bit about everything and nothing all at the same time. So there you have it. This is what Misfit of Creation has come to be so far. It's only the beginning. I'm super excited to keep it growing. So yeah, I hope you love it. Like, comment, share, whatever, all those things, right? I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and now you see me on Etsy. Soon I'm going to be on YouTube and all the podcast platforms for when we launch that. So stay tuned for information on that. In the meantime, thanks so much for being here.